Wait, what?
She actually states that her father is her husband in order to file as a married couple.
I'm going to use the law both as a sword and as a shield and challenge Donald Trump. And each and every time he issues an illegal executive order, I am going to stand up to him because he represents to me sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
He's called me venomous.
We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City.
He's called me disgraceful.
Of the fact that they stole the Supreme Court seat. An illegitimate president and an illegitimate member of the United States Supreme Court.
He's called me a racist.
We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale. It's important that attorneys general representing our respective states stand up and enforce the rule of law. The president of these United States is not above the law.
No matter how rich, powerful, or politically connected you are, everyone must play by the same rules.
Please sue him for us.
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the
Everything Democrats accuse you of doing, they are doing. They've been doing it for years. And now Letitia James has got caught. And this is going to be a dish served sweet, cold, and swift. If Pam Bondi arrests Letitia James, she should have a statue in front of the Supreme Court. Let's watch this.
And now the Trump Justice Department may be a pain in her you-know-what. The Angle has obtained shocking allegations leveled by the Trump administration against New York Attorney General Letitia James. The Federal Housing Finance Agency has sent a criminal referral to the DOJ accusing James of mortgage fraud. In a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Director Bill Pulte says James appears to have falsified records in order to meet certain lending requirements and receive favorable loan terms.
Are you ready to live stronger and better every day? A conservative lifestyle starts with a solid routine, and nothing beats a great night's sleep. That's why I've teamed up with Beam, a health and wellness company with science-backed solutions to optimize your body from morning to night. I've been using Beam Dream, and it's a game changer. No more tossing and turning over endless news cycles or the world's uncertainties. With Beam Dream's high-quality sleep-promoting ingredients, I fall asleep faster, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed, not groggy, ready to tackle the day. Right now, you can save up to 35% with my exclusive discount. Just click the link or scan the QR code and use code VETERANBIKER at checkout. Don't let sleepless nights hold you back. Transform your sleep and your life with Beam Dream because you deserve it.
He cited a property in Virginia that she's allegedly claimed as her principal residence and a property in New York that she claimed as a 4-unit structure instead of the required, instead of a 5, which Pulte says means she was able to get a different type and more favorable loan.
Guys, I think I know where this is going. I know where this is going. You all know it as well. Kamala Harris was the predicted winner for the Democrat Party. Letitia James was banking on Kamala Harris winning. And she was going to be set up with a house in Virginia as her principal residence. Because I firmly believe New York Attorney General Letitia James was about to be the Attorney General for the United States. And she was getting all set up buying a house. And she wanted to get a house there with a low interest rate. And that's what this was. And she forgot about it. Or maybe the money was just too good. Attorney General in New York doesn't make money to live in New York and in Virginia. Homes in Virginia are $750,000 or around DC area, $750,000 million for like an S-hole, right? Letitia James was planning to be the next attorney general. She's been quiet. She's been silent since Donald Trump won. She should have been selling this damn house.
Joining me now is Jonathan Turley, Fox News contributor and law professor at GW University. Jonathan, mortgage fraud is rampant in the United States. There's all sorts of fraud that's rampant. There's disability fraud that they've vowed to crack down on in the Trump administration. But this is another thing that they have vowed to crack down on because it costs real money. Your reaction to these allegations?
This is good.
Well, obviously, the irony is perfectly crushing. This is a person who prosecuted Trump for everything short of ripping a label off a mattress. And among the charges that were brought in New York, in not just the civil but the criminal case, was making false or misleading statements to financial institutions. And one of these sections, Section 1014 of the federal code, is prosecuted. It took me about 60 seconds of a search to find cases that the Department of Justice brought against people who falsely claimed that property was their principal residence in order to get loans. So this is well-tread areas for the Justice Department. As for James, if we apply the Letitia James standard that she created, there'd be little question here.
What standard does Letitia James have? Same standard as Fannie Willis? Same standard as, what was his name? Smith? Are we seeing, is this the big deal that Donald Trump and USAID and Elon Musk exposed? Is this their big thing? Because this could be. This is the Attorney General of New York. She has put people in prison for the rest of their lives. And she wanted to put Donald Trump in prison for 300 years and take everything he owned. And now she's caught, guys. She is busted. I love this. Last night, speaking of busted, I put out a video regarding a couple of leakers that were perp walked out of the Pentagon. I hope you go check that video out. But we're starting to see USAID. We're starting to see Donald Trump's cabinet find the leaks. They're starting to find more of these problems, and Letitia James is a problem.
Seems pretty straightforward. What the administration is saying is this was not her principal residence. In fact, as a New York elected official, she had to say that her principal residence was in New York. This was an out-of-state residence. But also, they claim that in some of these forms, she actually states that her father is her husband in order to file as a married.
Wait, what? I got to back that up. Hold up.
Forms. She actually states that her father is her husband in order to file as a married couple. So there's a lot of.
She put her dad down as her husband to file as a married couple for income so that she'd get a better interest rate. Is she Ilhan Omar? What the? This is the lady that's above the law, that should be above, any sort of malfeasance. She is supposed to be the voice of the people, the justice for the people.
Of those questions. And as you know, the Supreme Court just stated earlier in March in a case called Thompson that they want to see knowing false statements under sections like 1014, not just misleading statements. These are misleading statements. Either it's your principal residence or it's not.
Or it's not.
Either you're married to your father or he's your father. So they.
I'm sure she calls somebody daddy. She's about to be calling Trump daddy, is what she's about to do. This is good.
We can get this can satisfy the Thompson standard.
Yeah, well, Jonathan, we reached out to the DOJ, and they have no comment on this referral. We also reached out to Attorney General James, who did not respond to us either. So, again, everyone wants the best interest rate you can get. I understand that. But she's a lawyer. She knows that when you sign a mortgage application, that mortgage application, if you're borrowing money, if you're not borrowing money, nobody cares whether it's your principal residence, except, where you file your taxes. But she decided to state that that was her principal residence, knowing it was not her principal residence. I didn't even know she had property. I mean, I guess she had property in Virginia and she has rental or investment property in New York. That's fine. But in the New York matter, to get the favorable rate, the building could only have 4 units. But for, it looks like the entirety of this building, it had 5 units, meaning it was in violation of the actual loan agreement. And again, this is not a novel application of the law.
Letitia James wanted to take everything Donald Trump owned. She wanted to take his livelihood. She wanted to take his business. She wanted to shut down his businesses. She really wanted to put migrant, illegal, invaded aliens in Trump Tower. You know it exactly. That was her entire plan. She got caught. She got busted. She was fraudulently running a little housing sting here. And Letitia James is going down. She's now a, quote, resident of Virginia and not New York, where she maintains an employment as the Attorney General of New York. Should she immediately be fired? That's up to you to decide. Leave a comment down below. I hope you'll go check out this video here about the leaker being exposed within the Pentagon. I worked with the guy. Go check it out. This is the Vet Biker. Take care. I'll see you on the road.